Hello and welcome back, watch lovers. Today we're going to look at the Seiko 5. This is considered an entry-level range in Seiko's lineup of watches, and purchasing one of these models is an excellent way of getting into the world of mechanical watches. In this video, we'll go back to the basics and look at what the Seiko 5 means and the range's pros and cons. The Seiko 5 was born 55 years ago in 1963, and Seiko's ethos was to offer a range of watches that were affordable, yet still offer quality features found in more expensive watches. These features were that the watch had an automatic movement, a day-date display, water resistance, durable case and bracelet, and a crown located at the 4 o'clock position. Although Seiko deviated from this last feature by offering some watches with a crown located at the traditional 3 o'clock position. Now, out of these features, offering a watch with a durable case and water resistance might not sound like a big deal in the 21st century, but back in 1963, this was a feature to boast about. During the 1940s and 1950s, watch cases were often not water resistant and would let in water and dust. This would mean regular visits to a watch repair shop for the owner to have their timepieces serviced and cleaned. Therefore, having a watch that kept its mechanism enclosed in a water-resistant environment meant that Seiko 5 watches could give years of trouble-free service. In fact, it is not unknown for these watches to still operate smoothly for 20 or even 30 years without having visited a watchmaker. This feature is particularly desirable in some countries where the Seiko 5 watches are mostly sold today, such as in Southeast Asia and Latin America, where maintenance facilities are few and far between. There are even sub-brands within the Seiko 5 range, such as the Seiko 5 Sports, Seiko Sportsmatic, and Seiko 5 Actus. Each of these sub-brands adds a unique feature on top of the 5 features already associated with the Seiko 5. For instance, the Seiko 5 Sports adds increased water resistance, a bezel or chapter ring, and a larger diameter case. As for the movement inside a Seiko 5 watch, this can vary between which models you choose, and different movements have even been known to be used within the same model. All of Seiko's movements are designed and built in-house, which is a feature not found even on some high-end Swiss watches. So by purchasing a Seiko 5 watch, you're getting a strong foothold into the world of automatic mechanical watches from a company with a huge cachet that is Seiko. Plus also there are hundreds of models and styles to choose from. Rivals at this price point use inferior third-party movements that do not have the proven durability or reliability of the Seiko 7S26 movement found in most of the Seiko 5's models. Now that we've gone over the benefits of the Seiko 5, we'll go over the downsides, and there's a couple that you need to know about. As I mentioned at the beginning of this video, the Seiko 5 is Seiko's entry-level range of watches, and this means that they are built to meet a certain price point while maintaining quality. One of the areas where they've cut corners are in the straps and bracelets. Although the straps are more than capable of doing their job of holding the watch firmly on your wrist, they can feel a little cheap. For instance, nylon straps can feel stiff on the first wear, and the metal bracelets are made of rolled steel, which means that they can be noisy and trap your arm hair. However, this can be easily remedied by changing the strap to another one which you prefer. The second downside lies in the movement used in the Seiko 5 watches. Although they are solid workhorses and perform well, they lack a hand winding function. This means that you need to either wear the watch or give it a few shakes in order to charge it. Seiko maintains that a hand winding option was not required due to the efficiency of its patented magic lever system in charging the watch. Still though, it would have been a nice additional feature to have. So now that you know about the benefits and downsides of Seiko 5 watches, which one should you choose as your first? Well, I'm going to recommend one of two watches to start out with. The first one is the SNK80 series of watches. These are military style field watches and have different model numbers depending on the dial and strap color. They're about 37mm in diameter and are water resistant to 30 meters and are super comfortable on the wrist due to their lightness. They would suit people with a smaller wrist size. If you're after a sports watch, I will offer you my second recommendation, which is the SNZF17. This watch is well known in the Seiko community and fans have given it a nickname. It's commonly referred to as the Sea Urchin. The case diameter is 42mm and this watch is water resistant to 100 meters. I hope that this video has given you a good introduction to the world of Seiko 5 watches. If you buy one, you'll be joining a community of millions of owners. They often go on to buy other models once they've purchased their first, due to the value proposition that Seiko 5 watches offer. I've given you links to the watches in the description below if you want to check out their latest prices. Let me know what your favourite Seiko 5 model is. I particularly like the 5 sports models from the 1970s. Give this video a thumbs up, and until next time, this has been Roger from the Vintage Watch Collector, and see you next time.